the holy sword of Vrolesnarama. Yes, I did just make up a bunch of syllables on the spot there. I don't know, I just like making fantasy and sci-fi weapons. But hey, new year, let's go! I want to try making art out of a random splatter again. Also, I have a third arm now. It's a little wonky to control. The shape I ended up with kind of reminded me of Grimbo Splimbo from that early 2000s kid show. What was it? Forest Clearing. The Forest Clearing, that was the name of it. Yeah. I remember it being like kind of a mix between Yo Gabba Gabba and Blue's Clues. I might be a little wrong on that though. The whole thing was like a fever dream, thinking about it now. But yeah, I'm making this into Grimbo Splimbo. You guys remember The Forest Clearing? Because I was trying to see if I could find the theme song for it, but I couldn't, so I had to go with this stock music. It was the closest thing I could find. Honestly, though, it really sucked that it ended on a cliffhanger like that. I mean, everyone going missing, and then you were supposed to find them in the next episode, and you never did. Because, the next episode was supposed to be the next season, and then the show got canceled. Oh, well. Anyways, here's Grimbo Splimbo from The Forest Clearing. I'm gonna do something I haven't done in about 5 years. Make some jewelry. More specifically, I'm making a pair of earrings for my... because her birthday is relatively soon. Anyways... likes garnets and skulls, so I'm using these silver skulls and some garnet chips. The thing made out of Connects in the background was supposed to be a holder for my phone while I was recording this, but it didn't work out. For having not done this in 5 years, I think this turned out pretty well. I hope you like your earrings. Last time I did a splatter painting, I showed off I had a third arm. But now, here's my fourth. Weirdly enough, this also looked like another character from The Forest Clearing. The splatter pattern looks exactly like Grebo the dog thing. Like, I know some people last time said they don't remember The Forest Clearing, but come on, you remember Grebo the dog thing. He was like the only merchandise the show had. He had two different plushie runs. There was just the normal one where it was just Grebo the dog thing, and then there was the Wishing Star version after the one special. I really wanted one of those Grebo plushies when I was a kid. I didn't care which version, but I never got one, and then they stopped production when the show was canceled. I mean, look at him, he's so squishable! I'm still kind of salty I never got one. But yeah, here's Grebo the dog thing. Surely you at least remember him, right? I have been stuck dealing with art block for the past couple of days, and it is getting on my nerves to an insane degree. So you know what? We're going full on damn the torpedoes and just doing something. And hopefully, this ends up being cool. Not, hopefully it'll bust through the blockage. I'm doing another space painting. This time I'm also trying out using a bit of a sponge for some texture. That does mean I have to rinse the sponge at times though. The clouds I was trying to go for on this plant weren't working out though, so I had to reflavor it. I ended up making it more Earth-like than I originally intended. More texture. And some highlighting. Shadow time. Some nebulonic galaxy arm thingamabob swoopification. The absolute void of space. Lessening of the void via stellar bodies. And there we go.
I think it's time for the call to action, so like and subscribe, please.
Ancient spirits of evil, transform this decaying form to Mum-Ra, the ever-living!
Why is it that whenever I do one of these random shaped splatter paintings, I almost always get a character from the forest clearing? Also, why am I like the only person that seems to remember the forest clearing? Oh well. This time the splatter ended up looking like Merb the Miscreant, so we're going with that. And since apparently I'm the only person who's ever watched the thing, Merb was kinda like the Bob Goblin of the show, if you've seen Wall of Kazam and know that character. Merb was the trouble-causing old gremlin that incited like half of the episode's events. He wasn't like malicious or anything, he was just chaotic. He was there so the show could have some moral lessons, so be like, look kids, don't be like Merb. You should ask for things instead of grabbing them, or have basic manners. Then at the end of the episode, he'd learn his lesson and then forget it by the next one. You know the kind of character I'm talking about, you get the idea. Merb the Miscreant of the Forest Clearing. Seriously though, why am I the only person that seems to remember the show? I don't get it.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment, that kind of stuff.
It is finally snowing! Which means I can finally do art with snow in it without forcing myself to. Which is why I'm painting a little snowy forest scene. Winter is my favorite season, and it has finally decided to show up. It's several months late, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Now that my trees are done, we're going to do a rough little gray line for the horizon. Then we're going to use the little bit of paint that's left over from that, daub a few gray lines for some shadows, and come back with some light blue over that. Plus a little bit of light purple down towards the bottom. We're going to brush some extremely watered down blue over everything above the horizon line. Do that again with a little bit of purple and then a bit more blue at the very bottom of it. Then we're going to come in and put some gray at the very top. A bit more gray around the base of the trees for some more shadowing and some more in the sky. And then we're going to flick out a bunch of white specks all over it for some falling snow. And one slight touch up at the very bottom. A simple little painting of some snowy woods.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment, watch my other videos, all that kind of stuff. You know the drill, you've watched YouTube before.
We're going to quickly do a planet and lay down some
Texture!
Before starting the main thing I want to do in this video, I had a rough idea for a new way of doing nebulas that I wanted to play with. And now that their initial forms are splotched in, we're going to start to bring in
the void of space.
Everywhere in and around the nebula, and occasionally touching up the nebula as I do so. Getting the orangey-red nebula to bleed into the black of space was trickier than I thought, especially with how I did it. I alternated between very thin down black and more of my nebula juice, trying to get it to blend how I wanted it. Then I realized the planet was a little wonky, so I gave the slight highlight edge. And then I swapped out my black for a very dark blue and went over everything one more time. When I got things mostly how I liked them, I quickly flicked out some stars.
Warped the fabric of space-time.
For a cool transition effect, and now here we are. It's not my best space painting, but like I said, I wanted to try something new.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff.
I made my biggest acrylic painting yet. It's also my longest video yet, cause I didn't speed this one up. You see, college is starting back up the same day this video gets posted, so my upload schedule is gonna go all wonky. And because of that, I wanted to make a long video to help tide you guys over till whenever the next video comes out. So if you want to see me make this at the rate that I actually made it, while fumbling through explaining what I'm trying to do, click the related video link, or if that's not an option for what you're watching this on, go to my channel and watch it there. But if you don't want to spend an hour watching me make this painting, you do have to at least like this video.
It is time for tiny space painting. Yes.
Okay, so I was originally gonna be a weird little goblin creature about this one, but I legitimately accidentally made my way into what I think is my best painting yet. I thought I was just gonna do a simple little space painting, be a little silly about it, be a little goofy, but without meaning to, I made something that, again, is my new favorite. I don't even know how it ended up looking as good as it ended up, because I wasn't even really trying that hard, and I don't mean that in a bragging way. I legitimately just thought this was going to be a mid-tier space painting. That's why I was initially going to be weird and silly about it. I even had a fairly big mess-up happen at about right here when I accidentally splattered the stars way too hard. And yet, somehow, this ended up being my new best, at least in my opinion. At the very least, it's my best hand-painted one so far. Again, I have no idea how it ended up as good as it did. I guess I need to step back and trust the Force more.
Call to action, like, subscribe, comment.
A long time before I even started this channel, I painted this. Now I'm gonna paint the same place, but smaller, and hopefully far better. While I'm painting this, I want to play a bit of a game. I want to see if any of you can recognize where I'm painting. Your first hint is the music I'm using. Your second hint is that it's from a video game. And your third is that it was on a handheld console. If you think you've got it, leave it in the comments. Still not a complete match, but way better than the old painting. Did you figure out where it is?
Call to action, like, subscribe, comment.
Not actually sure what I'm going to paint this time, so I'm just going to let the whims guide me. But for those of you wondering what this one was, it was the Snowy Mountains from Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. More specifically, Area 1 of the Snowy Mountains. Huh. You know, when I put the two together like that, I realized it was a bit more off than I thought it was. I still like it, though. There's parts of this one I like, and a decent chunk of it that I don't. So I'm going to use some... and make a few improvements.
Much better.
Call to action, like, subscribe, comment.
Tiny space painting. painting.
While I'm painting this, I wanted to let those of you who are newer to the channel know that I do other art forms aside from acrylic paintings. If you've watched my channel for more than a couple of months, you probably already know this, but for those of you who have jumped on more recently, I do pixel art in Microsoft Paint, I do other 2D digital artwork in GIMP, I make 3D stuff in Blender, and most of the time when I make stuff in Blender it's at least lightly animated. And when it's warm enough, I do spray paint artwork, which it might be warm enough to do fairly soon. I even made a pair of earrings once. Point is, I also do a fair bit of other stuff, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because with the hand-painted acrylic stuff doing so well, it kind of ate everything else algorithmically, and I just kind of wanted to let those of you who just watch my hand-painted stuff know about it. So yeah, keep an eye out for stuff in other art mediums. And here's a
Namer for scale.
Call to action, like, subscribe, comment. Also feel free to comment art ideas.
guess what time it is? It's spray painting time. Let's start off with some glossy real orange,
Texture.
satin summer squash, gloss colonial red,
Texture.
brilliant metal finish, gloss seaside, fingers. Whatever this blue is, very light sprays. Shelly. Tap on. Shelly. Shelly. Get back on. Camouflage. Actual rock. Purple gloss. Gloss red.
Call to action time, like, subscribe, comment.
First watcher hath made a request. Found the name of this blue, it's Indigo Streamer. Cut ruby. Gloss real orange.
Texturizing.
Satin squash. Purple gloss. Brilliant metal finish. Satin lagoon. Satin moss green. Sponge. Watermelon gloss. Camouflage. Custom napped rock. No, seriously, I customly napped it. Satin heirloom white. Did a good light over stars, so I'm going to start from far back. Alright, let's see what we got.
I will do the touch-ups tomorrow. Let me know if there's any other modifications you'd like me to make by hand. The Omnissiah demands you like and subscribe.
I just wanted to do the Mechanicus voice effect because I know how to do it and it's cool.
Alright, time for the touch-ups. Do a little bit of this Caribbean blue, and a little bit of this opaque white medium. Just mix them up together. Put a drop of this opaque aqua. Much better.
Oh yeah, forgot to say I was using this opaque yellow. So I wanted to do another random splatter-shaped painting, and yet again I got another forest clearing character out of it, Grib the Benoy. At this point, I don't know what to think, because it's starting to get a little weird. Not only do I keep getting characters from the forest clearing showing up in the splatter patterns, but no one else seems to remember the show. Okay, one person said they did, and seemed like they actually might have, but someone else Googled it, and it didn't come up for them, and then I Googled it. Nothing came up. Someone else said this whole thing sounded like a creepypasta, and yeah, honestly, looking at it from outside, it does remind me of one. I think it was called Candle Cove, or at least a show in that one was called Candle Cove, but I don't know. I didn't intend for this one to end up looking as creepy as it did either. Honestly, aside from what he looked like, I don't really remember much about Grib the Benoy. This whole thing's weirding me out more than I want to think about.
Call to action time, like, subscribe, comment.
Didn't really know what I wanted to paint, so I decided to go with the old art staple, fruits. More specifically, a red apple. And that made me think of something else. Hit it, editor me in the future. Yeah, I'll admit the background got away from me. I was trying to make it look like a stylized falling lines thing, but didn't really work like how I wanted. But I actually do really like how the apple itself turned out, so there's that at least.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
My aunt suggested I put a light reflection highlight on the apple, and I wanted to change the background on it anyway. I also decided to throw a blueberry in there just for fun. Unfortunately though, I think the light reflection thing ended up being kind of a bad idea because it didn't really want to work. It's entirely possible I was just doing it wrong though. A little bit more work on the blueberry. And now let's swap the background out with some space, because that's kind of my go-to. Yeah, I messed up on the highlight. But the blueberry in the background looked nice.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
It's still there, you know. The dark forest. At the edge of the world you know. The barrier between the world of the real and the world of the imagined. Just past the fence line, off the beaten path. You will find it if you look. Though in this age, who would know how? The old stories warn of its danger, and you would be right to be wary. Many dangers do lie upon its shadowed path, but those dangers are a shield, not a spear. The dark forest is the fortress gate that guards the last entrance to the land of fantasy, where dreams are made. Is it any question that the way should be guarded?
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
It's preventing times, yes. Remember your PPE and some squash. Purple gloves. Texture.
Do some twin planets.
Glass colonial red. Satan legume. Brilliant metal finor. Go from way up high. The red. Israel onge. Ingems. Guys, it's your boy Indigo Streamer here. Camouflage. On Albert Brown Blade. What? Just a tad lost seaside. And that one might have been a touch overkill. There ain't no kill like overkill though, so let's do a few more likes. Oh. I like this one. Touch. Touch. Touch.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
Fan Blade, Sultan Albergan, Desert Rose, Satin Lagoon, Real Gloss Orange, Gift Texture, Sterling Silver, Nut Sandwich. Not sure why that happened. Guess it ripped off some of the thick wood covering. Indigo Stream. Purple Blouse. Binge. Happy accident, but the wind and puddling actually made a really cool nebula look. I'm gonna keep that. What? Oh, I really like this one.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is my last family. Last of my old black, which I think might have actually not been black at all now that I'm looking at it. Glass colonial red. What's that? Lay it on. Alright. And little check rising. Italian holy. Gloss real orange. Of course it's speckled. Well, good. Sterling silver. Steve Dish. Indigo Street. Purple House. Actual gloss black. Satin Lagoon. Gloss Seaside. Heirloom White. I kind of want to try seeing how it would look without doing the little shadow spreads. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. I'm not really sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think it works on that one the best.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
I thought I hit record when I started working on this, but I guess I didn't. But you can now use this in the channel Discord, so there's that at least. If you want to see the full version of this, hit the related video button, or if you can't do that because you're watching it on TV or something, go to my channel and find it.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
It's Brave Painting time! Given that this will come out on the day of love, we are going to use passionate colors like Cut Ruby.
I made a guide on how to do my style of space spray painting. It's what you're watching now, but much slower and not muted. I walk you through the basics of what you need, what you want, and how I do it. So if that interests you, go watch the video. Try it yourself, tell me how it goes. Or don't.
Only you control your destiny. Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
I kinda wanted to doodle something, so I decided to make this goofy little guy in a silly room. Look how happy he is. Just a silly little goofball in a silly room.
Late night space doodle. And when I say late night, I mean it is currently 11:26 p.m. while I'm recording the audio to go on after I did this. It'll probably get posted at about midnight, once I'm fully finished with the editing. I have insomnia. Enjoy the artwork that results.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
It's
Spray painting time. My glove rips on me. Gloss black. Satin Albertine. Colonial red. Texture. Real orange. Texture. Seaside. Williams metal finish. Chef. Space. Indigo streamer. Purple glass. Desert rose. Heirloom white. Watermelon. Summer squash.
I want to make something clear at the end here. That demon voice wasn't special effects.
I can just do that. It sounds even better with the effects, though. Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
So I just found out that apparently a lemon isn't naturally occurring and is a hybrid by crossbreeding a bitter orange and a citron, which means life never gave us lemons. We invented them all by ourselves!
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
It's spray painting time. Custom painting for my cousin. Gloss black. Colonial red. New sort of texturizing. Let's hit the edge with a little bit of desert rose, just a bit. Get that off, not sure where it came from. Gloss real orange. Indigo stream. Satin lagoon. Heirloom white. Seaside. Then we'll come back with the indigo streamer. Take our lagoon.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
It's spray painting time with post-production audio, because a couple of the video files corrupted and won't copy to my computer for some reason, and the ones that didn't corrupt had people yelling in the background. So if you notice any weird cuts, that's why. For this spray paint, I wanted to play around with different ways of doing things, experiment a little. I tried a couple new ways of texturing things and did my background a little different too.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
Yet again, it is predating time. Camouflage. Seaside.
Sterling Silver.
Oh man, I am just bringing out all of the voices today. Glass orange. Real ones, to be precise.
Colonial Red.
That's an Albertine. Gross black.
Summer Sports.
Indigo Serena.
Lagoon. Heirloom White.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
It's spray painting time. We're going to try one I haven't used before. This burnished amber. Brilliant metal finish. Italian olive. Indigo Serena. Colonial red. Summer squash. Heirloom white. Strawberry fields. We're gonna do something a little different this time. Shoot. Okay, hopefully that isn't messed up. We're gonna put raw color this time anyway. Desert rose. Purple gloss. Seaside. Of course we did a dribble.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment. Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment. Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment. Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
It's spray painting time! Custom painting for my sister. Sertan Alberzon. Sumer Sploosh. Might be giving problems. Heirloom White. Texture Tap. Colonial Red. Satin Lagoon. Indigo Streamer. Brilliant metal finish. Seaside. Glass Black. Italian Olive. Desert Rose and Screaming Puppy Dogs.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
Well now, we're almost to 400 subscribers, and this semester is almost over, so you know what that means.
If we hit 400 subscribers by the time the semester's over, at about March 12th, March 13th, somewhere around there, I'll do another live stream. I might even do physical art for it this time. That's not a guarantee, though. So, if you want to see me do art of one sort or another in real time, and have at least some amount of real-time influence over said art, but are not yet subscribed, please do so. And if you are already subscribed, please stick around, and I hope to see you there when and if we do this. Hopefully we do, because last time was pretty fun. So hit subscribe if you haven't, and I'll hopefully see you there. The last time I set a subscriber livestream goal was for 200, and you guys crushed that. We were almost at 300 by the time it happened. So let's do this. Also, look at the fishies. I'm coming in here towards the end of the video to let you know that if we hit 400 subscribers by the 12th, I'm gonna do another live stream. We're already pretty close to the goal, so if you want to see me do art in real time, and be a guiding force on said art, subscribe and I'll see you there. I wanted to do something a bit more stylized. If we hit 400 subscribers by the 12th, I'm doing another live stream. We're already almost there. You know, I could probably create some kind of mildly pretentious diatribe about this one, more so than any other art I've done on this channel.
I could speak about how it encourages the viewer to perceive the beauty within even the most mundane of views, how it guides the viewer to perceive the aesthetic quality of even the simplest facets of our world.
Or something like that. I could say that there's an environmentalist message, the
Trash marring the beauty of the landscape and stuff to that effect that basically boils down to pollution is bad and you should feel bad.
And I mean, yeah, kind of, that is a thing. There is beauty in simple sights and, pollution very much am the bad, but really, that's not what this is. In reality, it's a lot simpler. I've just looked out of a lot of car windows today and thought, I could draw that.
Plug time. If we hit 400 subscribers by the 12th, I'm going to do a live stream. Okay, bye.
As you know, I like to produce my art in a multitude of mediums. Well, now we're adding another. I got some watercolor paints. And these watercolor canvas postcard things. Let's try them out.
Try them out. I momentarily lost my ability to speak there.
I haven't used watercolors in over a decade, so cut me a little slack on this one. I ended up getting things too wet at first, I think. The barn chicken coop building thing is kind of a little scuffed, but I do like how the tree eventually turns out. It's not my best work, but it's far from being terrible. And again, I haven't touched the medium in a long time. Disclaimer out of the way, if we hit 400 subscribers by the 12th, I'm going to do a live stream. We are very close, so hopefully we hit it. So if you want to see me art in real time and maybe even do your ideas, hit subscribe. Call to action over, here's the painting. It was spray painting time, but as you can see, this one turned out really bad, and I don't know why. You can see how horrible it is. Thankfully, I know a forbidden technique that'll mean I don't have to have wasted these materials. Inverse painting technique.
Warning. Wizard Cat now materializing. Repeat. Wizard Cat now materializing. Wizard Cat has now manifested. Wizard Cat now dematerializing. Wizard Cat has now dematerialized.
I have no idea how it happened, but somehow the one time when I wasn't even trying, I actually end up with an okay to look at face. I know it's not that great of a face, but compared to every other time I've tried to do a face before, it actually looks okay. Maybe even somewhat decent. It's midnight. I was doing this because I have insomnia. How did I end up with something actually okay?
Unfortunately, we did not hit the subscriber goal to do the live stream. We were, however, quite close to it. Compromise.
Give me your ideas.
and I will do them in a series of shorts. Though there is a limiting factor in the physical realm, while art constructed from the digital realm is unhindered.
I'm almost entirely out of stuff to spray paint on, and the last thing I have is reserved, so until I get more, no spray paints. Acrylic or watercolor requests are fine though. I have those postcard canvases for those.
So give me your ideas.
Or don't, and I'll just do whatever strikes my brain at the moment like I usually do.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
You should make your speed taken over by massive giants.
How dare you, Snorby? You would strike me at my weakest? You have been here well and long enough to know my issues with constructing humanoid characters. But I am absolutely poo-poo at it. You would force me to practice that at which I am the worst. Well, I suppose I should thank you. I am still pretty bad at it, and because of that I loathe practicing it, which in turn makes it harder to improve at it, which further discourages further practice. Even I fall victim to such things.
Do you think it'll be clear that the angry tone is just a joke for the sake of the video and you're not actually mad, you're just kind of bummed that you suck at doing humanoids? Silence, clone! How did you even get out of the mad scientist dungeon?
How big are the Taurus?
I'm gonna be honest, this one didn't come out right. I shouldn't have made it a full front view. I'm not quite sure how I should have posed it, but the head came out wrong and that messed with everything else. I'm not sure what I should have done different, but differently I should have done it. What I was trying to do with the scale pattern definitely didn't do it any favors either. Putting the comic filter over it helps a little bit, but yeah, I messed this one up. You know, some people say that the pen is mightier than the sword. But what if the pen was the sword? I wanted to paint something, but I wasn't sure what. So I threw some watered down paint onto the page and it kinda looked like a mountain range, so I went with that. I'm not sure why I ended up making them as red as I did, but I guess they have a high iron content. Oh, it is depicting a terraformed Mars! Because, you know, the plan with the Gek missiles that we were going to do? Why do the clones always get out of the lab when I'm trying to record a video? Okay, here's the painting. I gotta go herd the clones back to the lab.
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
For some reason, I decided I wanted to make the kind of vaguely ominous, abstract artwork you'd see on a darker fantasy or science fiction novel, or something to that effect. I don't know, maybe I'm just tired. I'm doing this pretty late in the evening. I am still pretty bad at doing humanoid characters, and my hands may look like they were done by a bad AI, but I might be playing a tiefling barbarian soon, and I wanted to try and draw him. Clind here is still pending DM approval, but we'll see how it goes. And I just realized I forgot to do his twin hand axes. Oops.
It's spray painting time. Custom painting for my other cousin. Lagoon. Real orange. Strawberry fields. Colonial red. Heirloom white. Summer squash. Black. Aubergine. Desert rose.
I am required to move at an accelerated rate. Unfortunately for this Keyblade video, OBS Studios decided it wasn't going to record over an hour's worth of work. So there's going to be a few cuts and then a pretty big jump at the end.
Before the first stage, when the infinite was made countable, one descended even beyond the dark, and within the umbral planes, they forged the Doom Hearts.
Out of all of the ones I've done so far, Traits of the Heart does have the simplest design, but I think the Soul Color RGB gamer lights make up for it. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, no, it's not transferring from brain to computer properly. I think I'm just gonna take us there. I mean, what better way to see the Utherland than to go see the Utherlands? So, yeah. Alright. Oh, hey, Observer Squid. Nice! Haven't seen one of those in a while. Look at him go. Oh, wait, what the... Ooh, yeah. Circle of life, I guess. Let's get out of here. When I found out that jetpacks were real now, that was awesome. But last night I learned something that blows that out of the water by an unfathomable amount. There are now real, actually functional mechs. Real life mech suits. They can only move like 6 miles an hour and stuff, but like, come on! We have actual mechs now! So of course I had to make a mech myself in Blender because mechs! If you want to know more about the real life one, just Google Arch Hacks mechs. You should be able to find it. But here's my one. Mechs! Future! Apparently my recording software decided it didn't want to do its job. So, unfortunately, you're not going to get to see me actually making Age of Stars. By the time I realized it wasn't recording, I had done everything but the keychain. At least it kind of looks cool. Better than the first Elden Ring keyblade I did. This took close to 7 hours to make. Please like and subscribe. Flashing a light warning. This is an experiment in impact frames after all.
You see, Tennyson, despite their diminished intellect, I have always been envious of the physical prowess exhibited by the Vaxosaurian species. Alberto's research into forced evolution that I appropriated was the final piece I required to complete my research. Now I have finally achieved my idealized form. Why are you looking at me like that? This is a vat-grown body. It's not like I'm some sort of butcher. You think too little of me, Tennyson. Allow me to educate you.
Yeah, I don't know, I just randomly had an idea for a Ben 10 villain that was basically just the brain of a Cerebro station dropped onto a Vaxosaurian. And then I realized I have artist powers and can make that happen. Gentlemen, give it up for the chorus of clones. I let them out of the lab for this.
subscribe, comment.
I wish I could show you me painting this, but apparently, at some point after April 5th, because on April 5th it still worked, Windows suddenly decided you can't use the file format that an iPhone uses without buying the ability to use it. It doesn't matter that you could use it before, you have to purchase it now. Next time I do physical art, I gotta make sure I set my phone to record in compatibility mode instead of its usual.
It's spray painting time! Decommissioned cabinet door style. Let's start off with a little indigo streamer. To be mixed with a little satin lagoon. We're gonna do some colonial red. Let's try out the new spring green. Light switch, different water, texture. Little bit of the new black. Shadow. Cut off. Use the natural wood in that black overspray to get some meteorites going. Asteroids and other cosmic objects. And let's do a bit of a shine. Elbersy. Seaside. Basic white. My old white. Because it's better.
Talk about cabinet space, am I right?
Call to action time. Like, subscribe, comment.
It's spray painting time! Real orange. The new blue ink. Spring green. Extra time. sterling silver, black semiglues, satin summer squeege, texture, desert rolls, prawns lily, Sorific Spudridge. More terrible complex one.
So, I was originally going to do a kind of infomercial thing with this. Introducing the new multifunctional Lazcaster from Moog Labs. Order now and gain an extra power pack for absolutely free. That kind of thing. But I messed up. I didn't change the file names when I was recording the different video segments. So each time I recorded a new thing, it overrid the previous one. So you're not going to get to see the several hours worth of animation work. And it's just going to be a little still shot of all the different combination modes at the end.
Just realized I can use myself for reference with animation, which is why I'm recording myself right now, actually, and using it as a reference to make this video, at least provided everything works right. I don't know if this is a good scrap. This is kind of an experiment to see how it works, but if this does work, it might make animating characters a lot easier.
Oh, that was incredibly cursed. It did not work at all. Why did I spend 2 days on this? I did another long-form spray paint video. There's also a message at the end of it for those who watched that far. So, go check it out.
It is time for a change long since overdue.
Changing the gaming part of Mo Gaming to art. I've been putting this off for a while. For the majority of you who weren't there during the beginning, this channel actually started out as a Let's Play channel, but that quickly changed. I've been putting off changing the name for a while. When I mentioned this to my dad, he decided to surprise me by making the animation you just saw. So, yeah, it's Moog Art now. Okay. Mistakes might have been made, but let's see what we got. Ah! A spray-painted planet. Perry the spray-painted planet? Or at least that was the intent. Don't think it kind of worked quite like how I was hoping. Still, not bad.
dwarf star. A desperate battle rages above the last habitable world.
Want to debate the ethics of shoving the souls of like 5 or 6 highway bandits into your hand axe, or do you want the extra 2d6 necrotic damage? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Alright. I tried something new, so let's see how it turned out. Okay. I like this. Almost forgot the moon.
video is a bit of an experiment. I wanted to see if putting video game B-roll in the background would make this do better in the algorithm. But to make that not feel scummy to me, the art I'm doing is based off of the game I'm playing. If this video does well, I might do this all the way up to Space Stage. And maybe if that does well, I might do it with some other games. Maybe something with Monster Hunter Tri, I don't know. Like I said, this is an experiment to see how it goes. I got asked for some art advice on my most recent video, which is kind of crazy to think that I'm actually good enough to be asked that kind of stuff. But the most important advice I can give is to just start doing it, and to keep doing it as often as you can tolerate, and to do it a little differently each time. If you like how an aspect of what you did turned out, keep doing it that way, and if not, do it differently. Little by little, you'll evolve past your prior self and improve, and that's the only person you should compare yourself to, the you of yesterday. Look at other people's work, of course. Try and pick it apart and see what you can learn from it. Watch others make art and see what techniques you can incorporate, but don't judge the merit of your work based off of others. Because you're gonna suck. I sucked. Just scroll back on my channel a month or two and you'll see I was a lot worse then than I am now. It's a gradual process, but you will improve. And if you don't believe it, then believe in the me that believes in you.
Paint it black!
All right, let's see if this experiment turned out. All right.
Okay, so I'm actually recording this before I work on the animation this is going to get tied to. I don't actually know if this is going to work or not. If you're seeing this, it obviously did. But if you're not, then my shame has been forever hidden from you. I saw a couple Blender tutorials today and wanted to try messing with it. Hopefully, my voice and any other sounds I put into this will become dynamic, and this will look anime, or at least like it was kind of sort of hand-drawn. Let's see if this works. Now that I've gotten a lot more used to Blender, it's time to try something I haven't touched yet.
Geometry nodes.
Let's see how this turned out. That one? Not bad. How about... How about you? Again, not bad. Asteroids did decently. Now let's see if this worked. No, it did not. Not how I wanted it to, anyway.
The false man fungus is one of the more unusual examples of local plant life, or, well, not plant life because fungi aren't plants, but you know what I mean, they're more plant than animal, or maybe it's the other way around. Regardless, though it's called fungus, it's actually a series of several different fungal species that have a symbiotic relationship. Now, a bunch of the species don't really matter that much and can vary, but the two main ones are the false skin fungus and the spiral bone fungus. The spiral bone provides a structure, and the false skin fungus makes up the outer covering. Any other species involved are just pretty much there to make use of the microclimate. It's really weird that it kind of looks like a dude. I don't actually know why it evolved to do that. I'll tell you that it is really creepy to find one of these at night. Like, I saw one once that had bioluminescent shrooms in the eyes, and I don't know what colors I'm using. You see, after I made this initial color palette, I turned my computer to grayscale mode, and now I'm painting completely colorblind. Turned out more coherent than I was expecting. Since the last video where I didn't know what colors I was using did absurdly well, I'm doing it again. After I make this palette, I'm turning on grayscale mode. From this point on, I do not know what colors are. This works significantly better than last time, probably because spacescapes are my go-to. So, I decided to dabble with surrealism. I have absolutely no idea what this is or means, so feel free to try and analyze it in the comments. I'm currently working on a big long-form video of my largest project yet, but I had to wait a while for the first layer of paint to dry. Considering what I still have left to do and then editing, it'll probably come out either very late today or tomorrow. Maybe the day after, though I don't think so. So keep an eye out, because it'll be the next thing I post. Until then, here's a pixel art dagger.
It's spray painting time! On a scale never before seen on this channel. Oh, I'm gonna have some fun with you.
This project ended up taking most of a week, so please go watch the long form.
A fine addition to my collection.
originally created by Darth Biologus. The Biosaber is an abominable techno-biological living lightsaber that's creation was only possible through the Sith's skill in dark side alchemy. When wielded, the living blade links its circulatory system with that of its wielder, drinking in the midichlorian-rich blood of its master, and in exchange, amplifying their skills in the dark side.
A fine addition to my collection.
Just in case anyone in my audience needs to hear this, if someone asks you to pay anything in either gift cards or cryptocurrency, it is a scam. It doesn't matter who they say they are or who they sound like. If you're being asked to pay anything in either gift cards or Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, it is a scam. If you're browsing a website and suddenly a pop-up shows up saying your computer has been hacked or has a virus and to call this number or go to this link, that is a scam too. If you can't exit the web page, pull up Taskmaster, close your browser with it, and don't go back to that website. If you're being called or messaged by a celebrity, no you're not. That's someone using AI to impersonate them. Stay safe and enjoy the space art.
My lightsaber will make a fine addition to my lightsaber collection.
I don't know what colors I'm using. After I make this initial color palette, I'm going to turn on grayscale mode and have no idea what I'm doing. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man! you're seeing this video, you're one of a few people that probably will. For the past week, YouTube has just not shown anyone my videos. I've looked at the analytics, it's not shown them to people. YouTube will tell me how much it shows a video versus how many people watch it, and every video for the last week has had most of the people shown it, watch it, but it's only shown it to maybe 20 people at most. And that is an insane drop from what it was just a couple days ago. So if you are seeing this, please leave a like and comment something so YouTube hopefully stops doing this. The only thing that makes sense for why this happened is an algorithm change, and I think they did make an update recently, but it seems to have made them forget I have an audience that, as far as I can tell, likes to watch my things. So please leave a like, say something in the comments, and maybe let this video loop a couple of times. I've been going through a little bit of art block lately. I've had to scrap several videos that just did not work out. So, I decided to just draw and not think about what I was doing. Just following the trail of, how about this? Why not put a shack on top of the mountain, even though that doesn't make sense proportionally? How about some kind of wooden platform trail attached to the mountain? And I could maybe do some kind of rope bridge, play with perspective. And then, of course, I need to do the sky, because I hadn't done that yet, and it looked kind of empty, so I figured to put some kind of airship in it. However, it quickly turned more fleshy than fabricy, so I made it into a creature instead. So, now there's just some kind of floating flesh balloon creature. Looks like a cross between a Zerg overlord and the flying spaghetti monster.
Thermal lens engaged.
Take this! So, it turns out that GIMP, the program I do my 2D digital art in, actually does have the one tool I always wished it had but thought it didn't. The Liquify tool, or as GIMP titles it, the Warp tool. I've used GIMP for probably over a decade, and I never figured that out until today. But now I know it's actually there, and that's something new to play with. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to use it going forward, except for the fact that it apparently is really good for making black holes. But it's a new tool to work with and figure out how to use. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. And hey, feel free to leave an idea for future artwork in the comments, 2 or 3D. I've always been more of a night person than not. Oftentimes, when others are asleep, I feel the most awake, the dark of the night beckoning.
Quit being melodramatic. You just have insomnia.
I said I at the start of a YouTube short to grab your attention. I also ended up abstracting this to the point where it almost borders on non-representational work. I'm not sure if I like or hate this. And by this, I mean doing the YouTuber voice. But I also mean the artwork. So, if that grabbed your attention better, great. If you didn't like it, then don't worry. I probably won't do this for a while. It's physically painful. Another strange consequence that has arisen from making YouTube videos is that I now recognize stock music used in other people's videos. I'll be watching someone try a weird steak recipe, and suddenly I'll go, "Hey, is that Soft Feeling? Yeah, that's Soft Feeling." Or I'm listening to someone relay the story of a sci-fi series, and all of a sudden I'm like, "Hey, that's Strange Stuff." Talking about the thematic implications of the moon and this and that, and all of a sudden, As the Moon Drops plays. I'll be listening to a horror story, and in the midst of being mildly shooketh, I'll go, "Hold on, that's Frightmare. I recognize that." I've even caught myself recognizing individual sound effects, not even songs. It can be a very strange feeling, and I just wanted to talk about it for a minute. If you want to see the rest of what I'm working on, you can hit the linked video. You won't have to deal with listening to me ramble on it. I don't know if anyone is going to see this, not just because my short videos haven't done well in a while, but because my video editing program doesn't seem to want to work. I did an artwork about a week ago that I intended to turn into a video, but for some reason my editor refuses to work with that picture. Whenever I try to include that picture in anything, the video ends up turning into a seizure-inducing glitched mess. I've tried saving the picture as a different file format, I've uninstalled and reinstalled the editor, and several other things beside, but it keeps doing it. Hopefully it's just that picture that's doing it, and you actually get to see this one, but who knows. short animation took over 3 days to render. That's because, to make it look right, I had to use Blender's Cycles rendering engine instead of Eevee. While Cycles can do a lot more, it is massively slower. To illustrate the difference, here's the exact same setup rendered in Eevee, and only in a couple of hours, as opposed to the multiple days the Cycles render took.
It's spray painting time! Despite being in the middle of December. Because somehow it's warm enough to do this. Despite the fact that there's not an ounce of snow to be seen, I'm gonna make this winter and
Non-specific, all-inclusive winter holiday.
themed.
Of course, this is the shorts version. If you want an actually comprehensible view of the whole process, go check out the linked long-form video. But if you don't care, here's the painting.
CubeMan the default. CubeMan the uninspired. I shall rid you from this poorly rendered world. Now, die!
How to make a space background in Blender. Step 1. Pardon the default cube. Next, go into the shading editor and change the drop-down to world. Add in a mix shader node between the background and world output. Add an emission to the other part of the mix shader. From the mix shader factor, add in a noise texture and a color ramp. Go into rendered view, change the background node from gray to black, and then play around with the noise texture and color ramp settings till you have stars. Increase the emission value a little bit and then go to compositing. Turn on use nodes. Add in a glare node and set it to bloom. Set the compositor to always so you can see the bloom in action. Go back to shading and adjust the emission strength until you like it. Depending on what you want, this could work, but let's make it more interesting. Put in another noise texture and add its color output to the other shader slot. Put a color ramp from the noise factor to the mix shader factor, and then add a brightness contrast after the noise color. Then you can fidget with these settings for a while till you get a nice looking rainbow colored nebula set up. To make this look even better, let's add in another mix shader, then plug in another noise texture and another color ramp. But this time, the color ramp output goes into the mix shader rather than the mix shader factor. Set the high end of the color ramp to a different color, I'm going with a blue, and once again fiddle with the settings. We can then duplicate that, change the color ramp to a more purpley pink color, and then fiddle with the settings again. Maybe you want some more stars with a different color. For that, we can add in another mix shader and then just copy what we did at the start. We'll just set this one to emit yellow instead of white and slightly shift the noise texture. And that's how you turn the background world shader into outer space. The setup also works in cycles too. It's been a while since I've done some pixel art. For the past couple of months, I've been mostly doing Blender animations, but this is Moog Art, not Moog Blender, so I figured I should go back to the other mediums I've been neglecting. I don't want to get rusty with anything. If you have anything you'd like to see me do, please let me know in the comments below. I don't bring it up too much, but if you do have something you'd like to see me do, please let me know. As long as it's not something that I think the YouTube overlords would come down on me for, I'll probably do it. Or, at the very least, I'll give it my best shot. You could also just ask me something or say hi. I do read every comment. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next year. Pretty sure I can cook something up. But if you will give me a moment to hop up on a little soapbox, this is kind of a good opportunity to talk about something that's pretty important to me. There is a tick-borne autoimmune condition that I want to help spread awareness about. Just bear with me. Alpha-Gal syndrome, as it is called, is a tick-borne autoimmune condition which makes you allergic to mammal proteins. Like in ham. See, there is a through line. But it's not just meats that you become allergic to. Dairy products will also trigger it, but it's even worse than that, because there is so many things that have mammal protein in it that you do not think have mammal protein in it. Things like shampoo and makeup, toothpaste, and even medications. Unless it's specially compounded in the vegan version, any gel capsule has mammal protein in it. Mammal protein is found in a number of different preservatives, and that's not even factoring in cross-contamination. Both how these allergic reactions present and their severity can range wildly. You could be lucky and it's just mild allergic responses, runny nose, itchy throat, that kind of stuff. Or you could go into full-on anaphylactic shock. It can cause all manner of aches, pains, and gastric distress, a condition called geological tongue, where your tongue splits and cracks like tectonic plates. It can cause joint pain and worsen other autoimmune conditions. It's a pretty new condition and not super well known, so a lot of times doctors won't even test for it unless you specifically ask. Unless they have another patient with it, most places probably haven't even heard of it. It's also one of those conditions that kind of sounds fake. It's not, though. I don't have it myself, but several family members do. I am not a medical professional, nor am I claiming to be so, but if this sounds remotely familiar, it might be something to look into. There's not really a treatment for it, but if you find out you have it, you can at least know what to watch out for. Again, it's alpha-gal syndrome. I'll leave a link to the CDC page for it in the description.